That's really the reason I brought you on.
Yeah,
I'd love to get all this
you
content.
you caught me off guard.
All right, welcome. I'm Bubba Gatter, Executive Director of the Varsity Esports Foundation. I am here with an amazing individual, somebody I've gotten to know over the past year or so, and he's doing amazing things. Christopher Turner is here. I want to let you know he has multiple roles, and he is a one-of-a-kind individual in esports, okay? A one-of-a-kind. There's nobody out there like him. So he is the GM and head esports coach for the Southern University and A&M College. He's also a art teacher, publication teacher, and the high school esports coach at Southern University Lab. Now stay with me here. I got a long list. He's the middle school esports coach at Southern University Lab. He's also an owner and visual artist of his own company, Art by Christopher Turner, LLC, as well as a host and producer of his own podcast called Go Play Esports. Christopher Turner, how are you, sir?
I'm good, man. I think that's the best introduction I've gotten in the last 10, 15 years.
I'm just trying to keep up with your talent, man. You put in some amazing content. You do some amazing work. I hear all sorts of great things about what you do and what your kids are doing at your schools. And you're pretty much a pioneer in what you're accomplishing in esports, and a lot of people look up to you. So sorry to float your ego. I know you're a humble guy. I'd love to hear, just like real quickly, how did you get into all these different roles, and really where are you now and where do you want to go?
Man, that's a wide question. So I started at Southern University Laboratory School about a year and a half ago. Director and I had a conversation, introduced him to what esports was. I went a step further. Like I brought in LSU's esports team. To have a meeting with them and kind of give them a scope of what esports was. Then we went to a conference at the esports arena in Arlington, which is like the biggest arena we have in the state. And we went to a conference and we met cool people in the space and talked to other school districts that had implemented esports, and talked to the colleges. And I think building out that program and starting that program from pretty much nothing, with nothing but like support from my principal and support from like stakeholders and parents. The creative that I am, I'm the type of person, like when I'm all into something, I'm all in. I might put some barriers, I might do some things that are not the norm, but that's just my creative being. It's just what I've been blessed with, and pretty much, one of my main gifts. And so people are talking about the lab we have now. I mean, it's just a matter of like me being creative and planning right. Leading to those other roles, for the people that don't know, Generation Esports started with the high school esports league, then they created the middle school league a few months back. I was like, oh, perfect timing. Let me just add a middle school team. At the time, everybody in the industry was talking about, we need to create a pipeline, including Generation Esports, which they did a great job. Your organization has done a great job with developing that pipeline of support and, information and education and everything that we need for it to happen. From the inside, I was like, I have something cool here as far as, creating that pipeline in real time and having an example for everybody in the industry to look towards. I added the middle school, not thinking about, the college, even though, we're housed on the same campus. I'm thinking, hey, the university needs to do this, but I wasn't thinking that I should do it. The opportunity presented itself. We had a discussion with the president and the chancellor and my director, which is my principal too. He's a dual role. He's principal and the director for Southern Lab. Came to the conclusion that I was the guy. I owe that vision to my director, Herman Brister. And after that was it. It was like game on, let's do it. I started implementing some stuff within the university's campus as well.
You're officially running and coaching 3 scholastic programs: middle school, high school, and college, which there may be some people doing high school, middle school, but there's not really anybody doing what you're doing. So we applaud that at the foundation. We applaud that in this esports industry. You touched on the esports lab that you built. I know that was a long journey. There were some of us who were helping fundraise, and it took some time, and you've got some great sponsors that help build that out. Tell us like the process of that, and maybe give any tips to other schools that they want to have something as cool, or they want an esports program, and what did it take to get something as beautiful as that green room you have, especially at the middle school, high school space?
I think first you have to educate parents and stakeholders and teachers and staff and the admin team. You have to educate them and let them know it's not all about playing the game, but it can lead to STEM and STEAM related careers, building skill sets, and everything else that traditional sports do, plus those key points of it being relatable. Even the numbers as far as participation within kids coming to school, attendance and raising grades and GPAs. I mean, it's phenomenal what games games could do. I tell people all the time, like, I think it's the only thing besides food that brings everybody together, man. You know, I just love that aspect of it. After the Dallas trip that I mentioned earlier, I came back. I'm like, man, we need a lab. To be honest about it, I was like, we need an arena. I need somewhere where we can house classrooms. We can talk about and teach esports and gaming, and talk about toxic behavior and stuff of that nature, and then like a multi-purpose area where we can compete, where we can have people to come in and spectate. We need all of that, and it doesn't have to be that big because my school is pre-K through 12th, and it's only 350 kids. So everything that we do is like, we're all in, and the winning culture was already there. So what I did was I went and got some renderings done. I paid for them myself because at the time I didn't even have a esports budget. I didn't. That was like, after a few fundraisers we had some funds to kind of move around with. And so, at this particular time, just to give you a scope, I had 2 PlayStations at the time, a smart board on a rolling cart. That's what we were using to do game nights. And if we had a kid that couldn't make it home on time, with High School Esports League, we set it up, hooked it up to an Ethernet card and played PlayStation at the school at the time. So it wasn't any designated area. I was actually using some of my art room and publication space. And so just going through the growing pains, we got a Rocket League team. We had some Apple computers. We ran some hard Ethernet through the ceiling and dropped it down. And we had a Rocket League team playing on Macs. Well, halfway through the season, we realized Mac wasn't going to support Rocket League anymore. Now we don't have a Rocket League team, right? So it's just those type of growing pains that were going on. Us coming up with a strategic plan. We created a board of advisors. We had people like Charles from High School Esports League. We had Danny Martin. We had Cody Dragon, which was real instrumental in getting some of our partners on board. And we met with them once every 2 weeks until we came up with that plan. And so after that, it was just a process of filling out for grants, applying, fundraisers, and the rest is history, man. I mean, I think the plan was solid. I'm laughing, because we, people in the industry, especially teachers and even some collegiate peers of mine are like, oh man, it's the room is insane. I'm like, man, this is like just the breaking point, like, of what we really want to do, as far as like a full program that's student centered. I'm just excited about building out the ecosystem and creating, the rest of the pipeline where we're able to touch a kid from like pre-K all the way to PhD. Like, that's the goal, and all in arm's reach. By the way, it's not like we're bringing different schools in. Everything is done on that main campus. So we having some incredible resources. It's just a matter of educating them moving forward.
That's amazing, man. You truly are creating the pipeline. You're 100% right. You are working with kids in pre-K up to PhD. I love that. I love that. And that's something that a lot of schools should do, just as much as Pee Wee football works with the Y and works with the high school and the college teams. Like, that's a pipeline that's there and a pathway for traditional sports, learning an instrument in whatever way. It's all there. What I love is you've accomplished things with just a room and just the things you had around you, and you accomplished award-winning seasons. You've got players that have won national championships with or without a computer lab, and you've got the ability now to be able to pursue something even bigger and better, and all within arm's reach. I talk about awards, Chris, because you don't get enough credit. All right, you don't get enough credit for all that you do. I talk to a lot of people, and your name comes up a lot. And with our board here at the foundation, we got together, and I wish it could be something cooler, but we decided that you are the first and official Varsity Esports Foundation Coach of the Month for January 2021. You are getting an award. We're going to be sending you some stuff. That's really the reason I brought you on. I'd love to get all this content.
You caught me off guard.
I wish I had like a big fat check for you or something like that.
Nah, it's all good.
But you are the official first Coach of the Month for 2021. I appreciate you. You shaped a lot of my efforts in my life, both personally and professionally, and just being, in contact with you, a colleague and hopefully a friend.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, I've enjoyed learning from your parents and being on that Zoom call with those 30 parents that you had, all asking really great, tough questions and just trying to be there for them. But you're doing it, man, and I appreciate it, and I want to honor you. And this is from other people on our board, like Farrah Jackson, who's a part of the High School Esports League and Grad Techs, and from Coach Connor. This is all kind of an idea built around, like, you're doing amazing stuff and your name comes all the time, and we wanted you to be our first official award winner for Coach of the Month.
Awesome, man. You really caught me off guard with that. I didn't see that coming. Crazy enough, a lot of people don't know, like, I studied this industry for like 3 years before I even decided to start a club or do anything in the space. The amount of time that I've had in the space, like, seriously, in the last, year and a half to 2 years, it's been open arms. I've never met anybody in the space that, pretty much turned me away or didn't answer one of my questions. And if I'm talked about or noticed or praised, it's because of people like yourself and Farrah and Connor and, Charles and, the whole team in High School Esports League, like, pulling me in and saying, hey, this is what it is. And, people like Danny Martin and, I don't want to say too many names, but, if I didn't say your name and you gave me any knowledge, I want to acknowledge you. I wouldn't have been able to soak everything in and become a sponge to implement anything if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you.
We appreciate you, man. This is the least we could do. You were our first award recipient for this, and every month we're going to be looking for more people to be awarding. I couldn't be more honored or blessed to know you and to know what you're doing, and to hopefully be supportive in whatever ways we can to continue to help you grow your program. And man, I just appreciate you, and you're awesome.
Yeah, you too, man.
Well, thanks. Thank you so much. Christopher Turner, he is here. Let's go ahead and plug some of your social media and some of your stuff to come check you out, because I want people to know about you.
Yeah, LinkedIn is Christopher Turner. Twitter is GoPlayES. It's spelled like Louisiana way, GEAUX. Esports, I have my Go Play Esports podcast, which can be found on any platform that you receive your podcast. You can find me on Twitch at GoPlayES, YouTube, the same thing, and any other streaming platforms. It's Go Play ES.
Awesome, man. Well, we're out of here for now, and maybe one of your students might be a award winner sometime this year as well. We'll see. You got some good kids.
Yeah,
you're a good leader, so I'm sure they'll get some.
Yeah, for sure. Looking forward to it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Chris Turner. Goodbye, everybody. Check us out at varsitysportsfoundation.org. We'd love your donations so we can support more Title I BIPOC students of color to help them with access to grants and scholarships. Check us out there. Bye.
Varsity Esports Foundation. Founded in December 2018, the Varsity Esports Foundation was created by a group of esports professionals. Our mission is to create an inclusive, safe, and aspirational network of gaming communities for all. The Varsity Esports Foundation is a 501c3 organization established to offer financial assistance to schools and to provide a pipeline for students to reach their potential through esports. We have 4 foundation goals. 1. Build a network of inclusive gaming communities. 2. Create scholarships for students within these communities. 3. Ensure a safe environment for all players. And 4. Promote gaming literacy across the ecosystem. The foundation has funds for a limited amount of assistance to support schools with league fees and/or computer equipment. For more information, please visit us at varsityesportsfoundation.org. Varsity Esports Foundation, a pipeline for students to reach their potential through esports.